Many women are praying, but anxiety is still writing the headlines of their mornings. They rise, they whisper their du'as, they bow, and then by 8 a.m., their chest is tight, their thoughts are racing, and fear has already chosen the color of the day. Not because God didn't hear them, but because the mind was left unguarded at the first light. Before the world touched their phone, the world touched their mind. And without realizing it, they let the door swing open. Listen to me with love and urgency. Fajr is not just a prayer you perform, it is a shield you put on before the day tries to occupy your mind. Dawn is a battleground. The earliest minutes are decisions, what you will allow in your thoughts, in your emotions, and in your decisions. At that hour, two forces line up to speak to you. Fear knocks first with a storyline. What you didn't finish yesterday, what could go wrong today, how you might fail tomorrow. But mercy is already calling your name at the gate. Which voice gets access depends on what you do in those first minutes. Today, I want to show you something that can completely change your spiritual life. We are going to strip confusion from Fajr. We will walk it step by step with clear subtitles for your mind, so you stop rushing and start standing with authority. And we will not stop at the salam. Prayer doesn't end when you say salam. Protection begins to settle only when you guard what you just received. You will learn how to carry the peace of Fajr into the rest of your morning, how to close the gates that anxiety has been using, and how to refuse the old rehearsed panic that steals your answers. Set your expectation correctly. This is not merely a how-to. It is a protection plan. Before notifications, before people, before fear starts talking, you will put on your shield. You will learn what to never allow into your mind in the 10 minutes after you finish. You will be trained to move from ritual to warfare, from autopilot to alignment, from surviving the morning to governing it. Right now, take a breath and make a quiet declaration. Whisper it where you are. Before the day speaks to me, I will speak to my soul. Again, slower with decision. Before the day speaks to me, I will speak to my soul. That is the posture. Guard your mind like a warrior. Your first assignment at dawn is not to scroll, not to bargain with worry, not to calculate outcomes. Your first assignment is to stand under the covering of Fajr and refuse entry to anything that contradicts the peace you are about to receive. If anxiety has been stealing your mornings, today we change that story. We will build a shield you can actually wear. We will begin where the victory always begins, before the world touches your mind. Protection begins with clarity. When you know what makes Fajr valid, fear loses its power to confuse you. So hear me with a steady heart. We will cover both the Sunnah of Fajr, 2 rak'ahs, and the Fard of Fajr, 2 rak'ahs. I will walk you through them step by step with simple wording and optional du'as you can add without pressure. But first, the non-negotiables, the foundation that stops the spiral before it starts. Check these quietly and do not let your mind dramatize them. 1. You are a Muslim, and in your senses, this is an act of worship you are choosing with awareness. 2. Intention. You do not need to announce it out loud. Set it in your heart with calm authority. I am praying Fajr for Allah. 3. Face the QIBLA. Use your app, your masjid timetable, or a simple compass. Align and then stop second-guessing. 4. Cover your AWRAH. Sister, this is simple. Clothing that is modest, opaque, and comfortable. Cover your body with ease. Many scholars exempt the face and hands. You don't need to engineer an outfit. You need to be covered. 5. Be in a clean state. WUDU is sufficient unless a full bath, ghusl, is required. We will review WUDU in detail next. 6. A pure place. Your prayer area should be clean. Women, lean in with relief. Praying at home is valid, and for many of you, best. Your living room can be your sanctuary. You do not need to make this complicated. Cover, face the QIBLA, set your intention, and stand. Do not let a misplaced pin, a color of socks or a scarf style become a reason to surrender your morning. Modesty with ease, obedience without theater, peace over performance. Now the window. Fajr begins at true dawn and ends at sunrise. Let the app or the masjid timetable serve you. Do not argue with the clock. Never push Fajr to the edge. Delaying feeds anxiety. The later you leave it, the louder fear gets, and the faster you rush. Set your alarm early enough to breathe. 5 to 10 minutes for WUDU, 2 to 5 for SUNNAH, 2 to 5 for FARD. Early obedience quiets the storm. If you wake late by accident, do not collapse into shame. Stand and pray as soon as you remember. Correction beats condemnation. That is mercy. Let me remove another weapon from anxiety. Validity does not depend on your feeling. If you met the non-negotiables and you performed the prayer with the essentials, intention, opening takbir, recitation, bowing, prostration, sitting, and salam, your Fajr stands. If you forgot an optional dua, your Fajr stands. If your voice trembled, your Fajr stands. Shame is not a pillar of prayer. So here is your calm checklist at dawn. Time confirmed, WUDU done, AWRAH covered, QIBLA faced, intention set. Then begin. Never allow confusion to preach over what God has made clear. You are not auditioning, you are obeying. And when you obey with clarity, protection settles on your morning. WUDU is your reset. It is not only cleanliness, it is a line in the sand. At dawn, before the world touches your mind, you tell your body what your soul has decided. I am leaving the night's heaviness here. This is the first act of warfare. Your body is cleaned, and your mind is commanded to follow. Begin with intention in your heart. I am performing WUDU for Fajr, seeking Allah's pleasure. Quiet, firm, not dramatic. If you choose, say Bismillah softly. Now move with order and calm. Do not rush. Do not perform theater. Precision with peace. 1. Wash your hands up to the wrists 3 times. As water meets skin, exhale gently. I release what I carried into this morning. 2. Rinse your mouth 3 times. Swish and expel. You are washing out words you do not want to speak today. 3. Draw water into the nose and expel it 3 times. Breathe out anxiety like dust. Wipe it away with your palm. Wash arrow, exhale worry. Wipe arrow, invite calm. 4. Wash your face from hairline to chin, ear to ear 3 times. Let the coolness preach to your thoughts. Be still. 5. Wash your right arm, including the elbow 3 times, then the left the same. With each pass, tell your actions. Today, you move in obedience, not panic. 6. Wipe your head once with damp hands, front to back and back to front. Then with the same moisture, wipe the inside and outside of your ears. This is not a splash, it is a sweep. As your fingers pass, make a quiet decision. I will not lend my ears to fear, nor my mind to rehearsed worry. 7. Wash your right foot, including the ankle 3 times, then the left, between the toes, through the heel. Complete it. Plant your feet in peace. I will not run in circles today. When you stand from WUDU, stand different. Shoulders down, jaw unclenched, breath steady, Step toward prayer as an act of authority. Now, what breaks this state, simply and without spiraling? Anything that exits from the private parts, urine, feces, gas, loss of consciousness, deep sleep that loosens your posture, a clear state of major impurity that requires ghusl, after marital relations, the end of menstruation, or postnatal bleeding. If you used the restroom, passed wind, or fell into deep sleep, renew wudu. If you only napped lightly sitting and did not lose awareness, you likely still have wudu. And hear this rule like a shield. Certainty is not removed by doubt. If you made wudu and nothing certain happened to break it, you still have wudu. Do not repeat it because of a thought. Do not hand anxiety a faucet to control your morning. After you purify, do not recontaminate your mind with what-if narratives. Do not pick up your phone. Do not restart yesterday's arguments in your head. After you wash your limbs, wash your inner dialogue. Let silence sit for a breath. Inhale mercy. Exhale fear. Walk to your prayer spot. Face the QIBLA. You have crossed the line. Now your body has told your mind what to do next. Stand with calm and begin. Now we begin with intention. Do not make this dramatic. Do not perform it for your anxiety. NIYYAH is in the heart, quiet and firm. Name the prayer you are about to pray and let that be enough. I am praying the 2 SUNNAH of FAJR for Allah. Then, I am praying the 2 FARD of FAJR for Allah. That's it. No complicated phrases, no whispered scripts to satisfy fear. Intention is direction. Set it and stop negotiating. Faith moves forward. Doubt circles the same door. Stand facing the QIBLA. Plant your feet at a natural distance. Hip width is comfortable. Toes toward the QIBLA. Weight balanced, not slouched forward in hurry, not leaning back in hesitation. Soften your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Let your gaze fall to the place of SUJOOD. This is how you tell your nervous system. We are safe. We are led. We are here. Do not start correcting your scarf 20 times. Make a simple adjustment and own your place before your Lord. The battlefield is quieted by order. Hand placement. Keep it practical and stop arguing with yourself. After the opening takbir, place your right hand over your left. Many place them on the chest, some slightly below. Some scholars allow the hands to rest at the sides. Choose the position of your school or the one you have learned with clarity, and stand in it with confidence. Prayer is not a courtroom for your anxiety. Make a sound decision once, then stop changing it mid-prayer. Obedience over obsession. Now the opening. Raise your hands with calm authority, fingers relaxed, palms facing the QIBLA, up to the shoulders or in line with the ears. As your hands rise, you are lifting the curtain on a different world. Say, Allahu Akbar clearly, not swallowed by haste, not stretched by theater. This is the line you cross. When you say Allahu Akbar, you are making a decision. God is greater than what your mind is predicting, greater than deadlines, greater than diagnoses, greater than the story fear rehearsed in your chest at 4:30 a.m. Here is your first anti-anxiety rule at the gate. Do not rush the opening. Rushing is how the mind keeps the steering wheel. Panic sprints, worship stands. Let a single calm breath accompany your takbir. Not a pause for overthinking, a pause for presence. You are not late to peace. Peace has been waiting on you. From takbir onward, your thoughts are not in charge. Your worship is. If a worry knocks, you do not open the door, you continue. If a checklist flashes, you do not chase it, you remain. Your body is now preaching to your mind. We face the QIBLA. We stand with order, we confess greatness, and we proceed. Never let a stray thought convince you to replay the start. Certainty is not removed by doubt. You began in obedience. Now keep moving in obedience. You have exited the noise. Stay in the sanctuary you just entered. Now, let your first rak'ah speak. After the opening takbir, if you know an opening supplication, whisper it with calm. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika, wa tabaraka asmuka, wa ta'ala jadduka, wa la ilaha ghayruk. If you learned another authentic opening, recite it. If you know none, move on without shame. Then begin Al-FATIHA. This is required in every rak'ah. Do not race. Breathe and let your chest follow your tongue. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdu lillahi Rabbil Alameen. As you recite, you are not entertaining the news. You are establishing the king. When you reach the end, say Ameen, with a heart that believes he heard you. Add a short surah or verses after Al-Fatiha. Keep it simple and protective. Al-Ikhlas declares God's oneness. The mind bows to a single authority. Al-Falaq and An-Nas ask for refuge. The morning is covered from what you see and don't see. Al-Kawthar reminds you of abundance. You are not beginning your day in scarcity. Choose one you can recite with peace. Clarity over performance. Presence over panic. Now, RUKU. Raise your hands lightly, Allahu Akbar, and bow until your back is level, head aligned with the spine. Place your hands on your knees, fingers spread, elbows relaxed. Do not fold like a collapsing tent. Set yourself like a bridge. Gaze to the spot of sujood. Say, with steady rhythm, Subhana Rabbiyal Azim 3 times, or more if calm allows. Holy is my Lord the Magnificent. Let each repetition slow your pulse. RUKU is where you practice surrender without falling apart. Your body says, I bend by choice, not by fear. Rise from RUKU with dignity. As you come up, say, Sami'a Allahu liman hamida. God hears the one who praises him. When you are fully standing, still the body and say, Rabbana wa lakal hamd. Our Lord, and to you is all praise. Stand long enough for your mind to catch up to your obedience. Do not peck through this moment. Let gratitude take a full breath. This pause is warfare. Anxiety runs on hurry. Faith stands and praises. Now sujood. Allahu Akbar. Then descend with order. Prostrate on 7 points, forehead and nose together, both palms, both knees, the toes of both feet pressing toward the QIBLA. Fingers together, elbows lifted away from the ground, stomach away from the thighs. This is the lowest place, and it is the safest place. Say, Subhana Rabbiyal A'la 3 times or more with ease. Most high, most high, most high. Here your thoughts get humbled. When fear whispers, what if today goes wrong? Your answer is posture. You place your forehead lower than your fear and declare with your body, God is higher than what I'm predicting. Sit between sujood with calm, back upright, hands on thighs, breathe. Ask softly if you wish. Rabbig firli, warhamni, wahdini, warzukni. Forgive me, have mercy, guide me, provide for me. Then a second sujood with the same presence. Do not rush the ground. It is healing you. Each descent is a decision. I will not live on my anxious clock. I will live on obedience. This is Rak'ah 1. You recite, you bow, you rise, you prostrate. Your body is preaching to your mind. Fear does not lead anymore. You are being led. Stand for the second Rak'ah with order. Do not spring up like a startled bird. Place your hands on the ground if needed. Rise with Allahu Akbar and let your spine stack, your weight settle, your gaze return to the place of sujood. Presence over panic. Begin again with Al-Fatiha. steady, believing, unhurried, consistency over complexity. Then choose a short surah you know well. Repeat what you recited in the first rak'ah if that protects your calm. You are not auditioning for novelty, you are practicing obedience with clarity. Move to ruku with the same dignity. Allahu Akbar. Bow until your back is level, hands firm on knees, fingers spread, elbows easy. Whisper, Subhana Rabbiyal Azim 3 times, or more with ease. Feel the cadence lower the noise. Transition like a leader. Rise fully before your tongue moves. Sami'a Allahu liman hamida. Then, when you are upright, Rabbana walakal hamd. Let that stand seal gratitude into your chest. Anxiety sprints through transitions. You refuse to be pushed. Descend to sujood with order, forehead and nose to the ground, palms, knees, toes aligned. Subhana Rabbiyal A'la 3 times or more with ease. Sit between the 2 prostrations with your back upright and your breath steady. Rabbi gfirli, warhamni, wahdini, warzukni if you wish. Then the second sujood again with full presence. Do not clip these descents. Do not peck the ground. The ground is healing you. Now sit for tashahhud, the final sitting. Settle your body before you speak. Posture options. Iftirash. Sit on your left foot with your right foot upright and toes toward the QIBLA. Or, if you follow a school that uses tawarik in the final sitting, left foot under the right shin, right foot flat or upright, choose it with confidence. Pick one way and own it. No fidgeting theater. Hands on thighs, right hand poised for the index finger, if you have learned to indicate tawheed. Gaze soft. Recite with calm certainty. At-tahiyyatu lillahi, was-salawatu wat-tayyibat. As-salamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As-salamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi as-salihin. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Then send salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima innaka hamidun majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahima wa ala ali Ibrahima innaka hamidun majid. If a brief dua follows in your tradition, offer it simply. Do not stack demands with a racing heart. Ask with a settled one. Close with salam. Turn your head to the right, neck, not torso, and say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Pause briefly. Feel the meaning. Peace and mercy upon those at your right. Then to the left, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Let peace be the last word your tongue releases. Listen to me. Finishing isn't the end. This is the doorway most people leave unlocked. They stand from salam and immediately let the world seize their mind. Notifications, unfinished lists, rehearsed dread. Do not dig up the seed you just planted. Guard the peace you were just handed. Prayer does not end when you say salam. Protection settles when you refuse to reopen the door to anxious thinking. Hold your posture for one more breath. Whisper in your heart, God has already heard me. Then rise and keep the covering on. Now let me take confusion off your shoulders. The structure of Fajr is simple and strong. 2 rak'ahs of sunnah first, then 2 rak'ahs of fard. That is the normal order. The sunnah is not extra pressure. It is extra covering. It trains your heart to wake soft. It settles your breath before the obligation, and it builds a habit of obedience that anxiety cannot bully. Those 2 light rak'ahs are like opening the curtains before you open the door. Light enters first, then you step into duty with a clear face. But hear this rule with firmness. When time is tight, you protect the fard. If sunrise is near and you are at the edge of the window, go straight to the 2 fard. Do not let the obligation slip while you try to perform the recommended. Pray the fard with presence. Then, when the sun has risen and the time of dislike has passed, you may offer the 2 sunnah as a make-up, calmly, without shame. In a normal morning with enough space, keep the order, sunnah first, fard next. In a pressed morning, prioritize the fard. That decision is not failure, it is wisdom. Now, the mistakes that steal peace here are quiet and common. 1. Mixing intentions mid-prayer. Never do it. Do not start a sunnah, and halfway through decide, actually, this is fard. Do not begin fard and switch it to sunnah, because fear whispered you might make a mistake. Intention is set before you raise your hands. Make a clean decision, then protect it. 2. Forgetting which one you prayed and restarting again and again. This is not a knowledge problem. This is an anxiety problem. Certainty is not removed by doubt. If you set your intention and began, do not hand your morning to suspicion. 3. Filling the gap between sunnah and fard with scrolling, wandering, or chatter. You are not on intermission. You are in procession. Keep a straight line. Here's your simple tracking method to guard your mind. Before you stand, say quietly with authority, "This is Sunnah of Fajr." Then begin. When you finish and sit a breath in quiet gratitude, say, "Sunnah complete." Stand and say, "This is Fard of Fajr." Then begin. If you are visually anchored, place a small marker. Fold the edge of your prayer mat for Sunnah. Unfold it for Fard. No theatrics, just a practical cue for your brain. You are training order into your morning. Sister, when you know the order and you set intention with clarity, you stop panicking and you start praying with authority. Your mind stops negotiating. Your body stops restarting. Your spirit stops bracing for failure. You are not juggling plates. You are following a path. Sunnah softens you. Fard seals you. And the peace you receive is protected by discipline, not by drama. If a thought interrupts, what if I mixed them? What if I missed one? Answer it with authority. I set my intention. I prayed in order. God has already heard me. Then proceed. Obedient calm is your goal. This is how Fajr becomes a shield that confusion cannot penetrate. Let me expose the silent thieves that have been stealing your covering at dawn. They are quiet. They look normal. They wear the mask of efficiency. 1. Rushing. You peck the ground, clip the words, and sprint through the stations like you're late to your own peace. 2. Praying while scrolling, or with the phone within arm's reach calling your name. Your hands are lifted, but your notifications are louder. 3. Praying with a running inner monologue, budget, emails, yesterday's sentence you wish you said differently, all marching through your head while your lips recite. 4. Treating Fajr like a box to tick, get it done, move on. Sister, these are not small quirks. They are strategies that strip your shield before the sun even rises. Hear me with love and firmness. Prayer is not a sprint. Your nervous system follows your worship pace. If you fly, anxiety flies with you. If you slow, breathe, and complete each station, your body believes your confession. We are safe under God. In RUKU, pause until your back is truly level and the phrase completes without hurry. When you rise, stand all the way up before your tongue praises. Between the 2 sujoods, sit long enough to inhale once and form a simple dua. After the 2nd sujood, settle fully before you stand. Stillness is not extra. It is obedience, and obedience is protection. Never pray with your phone in hand. Never place it where your eyes keep visiting it. Airplane mode, face down, another room if needed. Multitasking is cooperation with fear. You cannot offer yourself to God and to the feed at the same time. Guard your gate. You are before the King. Give him your whole attention for these minutes and watch how your whole day becomes easier to guard. What about the inner monologue, the constant planning, the self-arguing? Answer it with authority. Not now. Worship is leading. If a thought knocks, do not entertain it. Return to the words on your tongue and the place of your sujood. Your mind is a servant in this hour, not a driver. Tell it so, gently and firmly, as many times as it takes. And this, the checkbox spirit. I did it. Next. That posture starves your prayer of power. You are not clocking in, you are coming under a covering. Give Fajr the dignity of completion. Let the meanings pass through you. Let gratitude take one full breath. The minutes you save by rushing cost you peace all day. Now, mistakes happen. Correct them without theater or shame. If you realize you skipped Al-FATIHA or missed a required posture like RUKU or SUJOOD, complete what is missing calmly. Then perform 2 simple prostrations of forgetfulness at the end, before or after the salam according to what you were taught, and finish with peace. If you forgot the final tashahhud and you are still in the prayer, return and complete it. If you already gave salam and remember immediately, make the 2 prostrations of forgetfulness and close again. The rule is mercy. Repair, prostrate in humility, and move on. Certainty is not removed by doubt. Do not restart the entire prayer because a suspicion asked you to. The enemy loves extremes, carelessness that treats prayer casually, or obsessive doubt that treats prayer like a fragile glass you will surely drop. Both remove your peace. Reject both. Choose the middle of calm obedience. Open your mouth right now and declare, I will pray with calm obedience, not frantic perfectionism. Here is your simple calibration for every Fajr. 1 full breath of stillness in each standing, a clear completion of phrases in RUKU and SUJOOD, a measured set between prostrations, and a settled heart in the final tashahhud. Lead your body. Your body will lead your mind. Your mind will stop leading you. When you refuse to rush, refuse to multitask, and refuse to obsess, the shield holds. This is how Fajr keeps its protection on your day. Obedient calm is the goal. Guard it like a warrior. After you pray, the battle continues, in your mind, in your decisions, and in your attitude. Fajr's protection is preserved or stolen by what you allow in the minutes after the salam. This is where many believers lose what they just received. You planted a seed, now guard the soil. Never, number 1. Never pick up your phone first. Do not hand your freshly quiet mind to other people's urgency. When you unlock that screen, you unlock 1,000 voices, 1,000 agendas, 1,000 anxieties that were never yours to carry. You just left the court of the King and gave your keys to strangers. Put it face down. Airplane mode. Far from reach. Give God the first minutes after the salam so your day learns who is in charge. Never, number 2. Never interpret a quiet morning as abandonment. Silence is not rejection. It can be covering. Sometimes God secures you in a royal hush so your spirit can absorb what your mouth just declared. Your flesh will say, I don't feel anything. Did it work? Answer it with authority. I am covered. Peace does not need noise to be real. God does not operate on my anxious clock. He is not late. He is precise. Never, number 3. Never replay yesterday's fear. Don't dig up the seed you just planted. You placed your request in the soil of obedience. Now leave it there. Imagine checking a heavy suitcase at the airport, walking to the gate, then running back to the counter to drag it around again. That is what worry does after prayer. You released it. Stop reclaiming it with rehearsal and rumination. When the old loop starts, what if it happens again? What if today collapses? Say, not now. I refuse to dig up what I planted. Number 4, never speak doom over your day. Faith declares, it is already covered. Doubt whispers, I don't see it yet. After you pray, your mouth is either sealing your peace or signing for a package you don't want. Open your mouth and answer fear out loud, even softly. God has already heard my FAJR. My steps are ordered. I refuse to prophesy disaster over a day God is holding. Number 5, never rush God's timing. He does not move on an anxious clock. Waiting on God is not passive sitting. It is active trust. Some answers develop in the unseen before they manifest. If you force it, you'll have to sustain it with your own strength. Patience is worship. Breathe. Walk in the light you have. Let the rest arrive on schedule. Number 6, never live in contradiction to what you asked for. Alignment is proof you meant your prayer. If you ask for peace, don't feed on chaos. No gossip, no doom scrolling. If you asked for provision, steward what you have. Budget, show up, refuse waste. If you asked for guidance, obey the step you already know. Small honesty, clean boundaries, gentle speech. Prayer is the start. Obedience carries it. After you pray, guard your gates until sunrise. Quiet eyes, clean words, steady breath. Keep what you received by refusing the 6 thieves. Now that you know what not to do, you need a simple morning routine that sustains peace, practices that keep the covering on your day, and train your mind to stay under what FAJR released. Now we do the hard work. FAJR is not only structure, it is an exchange. You do not merely speak to God, you hand Him something, and He hands you something in return. This is not poetry, it is practice. Many believers are praying, but without realizing it, they are carrying the same weight they supposedly surrendered. That is why the peace slips. Hear me with clarity. Real prayer includes surrender. If you keep carrying the worry, you canceled the exchange. Scripture establishes the law. The Bible is clear. Philippians 4:6-7 sets a verdict that applies like gravity. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses understanding, will guard your heart and your mind. That is the exchange. Request with surrender and gratitude. Receive guarding peace, not a mood, a law of God's order. FAJR positions you under that law at dawn, so your day comes covered. So here is your post-FAJR framework in simple steps you can actually do. Sit a breath after the salam. Hands open. Gaze soft. 1. Name the fear. Clarity disarms confusion. Ya Allah, I name this. The appointment at noon. The bill due Friday. The safety of my child. 2. Surrender it. Say it like a transaction. I hand this to you. I will not carry what you invited me to cast. 3. Ask for protection and provision without panic. Guard my mind, order my steps, deliver me from what I cannot see, provide what I cannot reach. 4. Thank in advance. I thank you now for the answer on its way. I receive your peace before I see the outcome. That is the law of exchange at work. Ask, surrender. Ask for guarding. Thank in advance, then breathe and Picture the airport again. You check in a heavy suitcase. The agent accepts it, tags it, sends it down the belt. Imagine retrieving it from the belt, dragging it through security, heaving it to the gate, and then lugging it down the aisle. That is what worry is after prayer. You checked it in. Why are you still carrying it? In the exchange of prayer, thanksgiving is your baggage tag, the proof it's no longer in your hands. Declarations are your receipt. You can show your soul. It's already checked. When the thought tries to run back, what if nothing changes by 3 p.m.? You do not renegotiate. You enforce the verdict. Faith declares it is already covered. Doubt whispers, I don't see it yet. Answer it with authority. I made the exchange. My burden is with God. His peace is with me. Say it softly but surely. God has already heard my FAJR. My heart is guarded. My mind is guarded. I refuse to carry what I surrendered. Sister, practice the exchange every dawn. Hand it over. Receive peace. Seal it with gratitude. Guard it with declarations. Walk into your morning light, not lugging yesterday's weight, but wearing today's shield. The next minutes belong to peace. Keep them that way. Now we put a sword in your mouth. After you pray, when fear speaks, you must answer. Silence is agreement, but declarations are warfare. Your tongue steers your thoughts like a rudder steers a ship. If you leave your mouth quiet, your mind will volunteer the loudest nightmare it can find. Do not negotiate with intrusive fear. Replace it. Speak what is true until your nervous system agrees. Prayer begins the protection. Your declarations drive it through your morning. Say them softly if you must, but say them. Say them before your phone. Say them before you face a door, a screen, or a person. You are not performing for others. You are training your own soul. Faith declares, it is already covered. Doubt whispers, I don't see it yet. Answer it with authority. These are your dawn scripts, short, strong, repeatable. Pause, breathe, and speak each line with focus. Allah is my protector today. My heart will not be ruled by panic. I will take the next right step with calm faith. What is for me will not miss me. I refuse to borrow tomorrow's fear. God heard me at FAJR. Use them as a shield on contact. Fear says, what if I can't handle today? You answer, God strengthens me for what He allows. Fear says, what if I say the wrong thing in that meeting? You answer, my tongue is guided and my words are measured. Fear says, what if I'm behind and it's already too late? You answer, my steps are ordered. Grace covers my pace. Fear says, what if I lose what I love? You answer, what is for me will not miss me under God's care. Fear says, what if nothing changes by 3 p.m.? You answer, God heard me at FAJR. I will not insult His timing with panic. This is not bravado. This is alignment. You are refusing to sign for packages you did not order. Remember who you are. You are not just a woman trying to survive mornings. You are a believer trained at dawn. You stand before the King before the world stands before you. You are a watchwoman over your own mind. You wear peace like a mantle and wield truth like a weapon. Put that identity in your mouth. When your posture slips, your language will pull you upright again. Open your mouth and declare it. I am covered, I am guided, I am not available for panic. But hear me, declarations without alignment become slogans, and slogans don't guard anyone. Your words must be escorted by a small, obedient routine. Say, I refuse to borrow tomorrow's fear, and then refuse it by not doom scrolling. Say, I will take the next right step, and then take it. One email, one call, one tidy corner, one honest conversation. Say, "My heart will not be ruled by panic," and then breathe slow, drink water, feel the sun on your face, recite a short dhikr. Speak it, then live it in small actions that agree. Your post-FAJR routine is the scaffolding that holds these words in place. In a moment, I'll show you a simple pattern to keep the covering on all morning. For now, commit this rule to memory. After Fajr, your mouth leads, your mind follows, your steps confirm. Declarations first, then alignment. This is how you keep your shield intact until the sun is high. A protected morning is not an accident, it is built. After the salam, you do not drift, you direct. Prayer was the opening of the gate. Now you walk a simple path that keeps the covering on your day. Give me 20 to 30 minutes of ordered obedience and watch anxiety lose its grip. Here is a pattern you can repeat tomorrow and the day after until peace becomes your reflex. First 5 minutes. Sit in quiet dhikr, hands open, eyes soft. Breathe slowly. Whisper the tasbih you know, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, each 10 times, or 33 each if calm allows. Say, La ilaha illallah, and let oneness settle your scattered thoughts. Name 2 things you're grateful for from yesterday. Specific, not vague. Let the hush thicken around you. You are not performing. You are allowing your nervous system to believe your confession. We are safe under God. Second 5 minutes, read a small portion, 1 page, 10 verses, even a short surah repeated with understanding. Clarity over volume. If you are building fluency, choose a passage you can carry all day. Al-Ikhlas, Al-Falaq, An-Nas. Read slowly. Move your lips. Let meaning rise. When a line arrests you, pause. Breathe it in. Your goal is presence, not progress. This is how the words of God become architecture inside your mind. Third 5 minutes. Make dua like the exchange we just practiced. Name the concern. Surrender it. Ask for guarding. Thank in advance. Keep it simple and specific. Ya Allah, I place this appointment, this bill, this relationship in your hands. Guard my mind. Order my steps. Provide what I cannot reach. I thank you now for peace on my path and provision on time. This is not a speech. It is a legal handover. Burden for peace. Final 10 minutes. Plan your day calmly under the covering. Ask the alignment question out loud. Am I living today in alignment with what I asked for? Check 4 lanes. Relationships. What one act of gentleness will agree with the peace you requested? Habits. What single practice will support the healing you prayed for? Water, walk, stretch, deep breath. Speech. What words will you choose, and what words will you refuse? Boundaries. Which no will preserve your yes to God. Write 3 next right steps, not 30 fantasies. Schedule them, then set your gates. Boundaries are worship. Reduce morning triggers. Never cram breaking news into your first light. Delay heavy conversations until your spirit is anchored. Choose gentleness over urgency in tone, pace, and expectations. Airplane mode stays on until your plan is set. This is not avoidance. It is stewardship. Now, begin. Do 1 obedient action in the direction you prayed for. If you asked for provision, open the budget or send the application. 1 step. If you asked for peace, clear 1 small surface. Step outside for light. Breathe slowly for 3 minutes. 1 step. If you asked for healing, prepare the nourishing meal or take the medicine on time. 1 step. Refuse to force outcomes. Waiting on God is not idling. It is honest walking. What you force with your own hands, you will have to sustain and pay for yourself. Let God's timing carry what your strength cannot. You sow obedience. He grows results. This 20 to 30 minutes is your daily scaffolding. If a day is tight, compress the minutes, but keep the order. Quiet, word, exchange, alignment, one step. Sister, you now know how to pray Fajr with clarity and how to keep its protection active. Next, I will charge you to make this your daily line of defense, publicly, firmly, and without apology. Sister, here is the charge. You have learned the path, purification as a reset, intention set before the tongue moves, 2 rak'ahs walked step by step with presence, corrections for hidden mistakes, the 6 never rules that guard the minutes after the salam, the holy exchange that trades burden for peace, the declarations that answer fear with authority, and a simple post-FAJR routine that keeps the covering on your day. Many believers are praying, but without realizing it, they are blocking their own answers because they abandon their mind after Amen. You will not. Fajr is now your shield at dawn and your daily defense, if you commit to it and guard what it releases. Let me reframe it one last time with authority. Delay is not denial. It is often preparation under God's precise timing. And peace is not a personality trait. It is a practice you protect, first in your prayer, then in your posture, then in your pace. Prayer doesn't end when you say salam. It continues in your mind, in your decisions, and in your attitude. Guard your mind like a warrior. Faith declares, it is already covered. Doubt whispers, I don't see it yet. Answer it with authority every dawn. Now, make it practical. Start tomorrow. Not someday, tomorrow. Tonight, set the alarm like a woman on assignment. Place your prayer clothes where your sleepy hands will find them without debate. Fill a small glass of water at your bedside. Prepare your prayer space. Mat set, phone on airplane mode, a short surah marked. Make obedience easy at dawn. You are not negotiating with your future self. You are building a runway for peace to land. In the morning, move in order. WUDU with calm, intention with clarity. SUNNAH then FARD with presence, no rushing, no multitasking, no obsessing. After you pray, refuse the 6 thieves. Make the exchange. Seal it with gratitude. Declare your dawn scripts. Walk your simple routine. One step in alignment. That is how anxiety and fear lose their authority over your day. You are not trying to manufacture a mood. You are enforcing a covenant rhythm. Request, surrender, gratitude, alignment. I want you to make a public declaration right now to anchor this in your identity. Open your mouth and type it where others can see and be strengthened. Write in the comments, God heard me at Fajr, and my mind is guarded today. Say it, write it, live it. If this message confronted your mornings and gave you tools for peace, share it with a sister who is waking up under anxiety. Be the friend who brings a shield to dawn. And if you're serious about growing in spiritual maturity, prayer, alignment, wisdom, subscribe so we can keep walking together. This isn't a one-time push. It's a daily formation. Tomorrow, before the world touches your mind, meet God at Fajr. Pray with authority. Guard what He gives. Then step into your day covered, calm, and led. Your defense is set. Now walk in it.